Hey, what's up? Jeremy Kinney here with the awarenessrevolution.com. I'm going to quickly go over this article. I see it's got 43.8 thousand shares, so you would think everyone already knows this, but they don't. There is a carcinogen that's in the tap water of about 75% of us, maybe even more. So that's over 200 million Americans have this carcinogen in the tap water. So if you didn't already have enough reason to not drink tap water, this is it. But the thing is even if you don't drink tap water, odds are you may be drinking tap water without knowing it. So tap water is used oftentimes in ice. If you're getting juice from concentrate, you're getting tap water. If you're getting soda, like from a restaurant or something, they mix the syrup with water, and they're not filtering that out. I don't know how hard it is to get this chemical, which is chromium-6, out of the water supply. But I know some things like chlorine will just dissipate. It will just leave. You let a bottle of or a jug of chlorine, if it has a wide container so that it can escape, it'll like dissipate overnight. Fluoride's really hard to get out. So I'm curious if you know how easy or hard it is to get chromium-6 out of the water. Let me know in the comments below. I'm just gonna quickly cover this. I've been wanting to do it for a long time. I don't have much time, but since I've been wanting to do this, I better just do it quick. So this is the chemical that was talked about and made infamous in the movie Erin Brockovich. If you haven't seen Erin Brockovich, watch it. I think it's from the 90s, I think mid-90s or so. But it tells the true story of how this lady basically went against these attorneys and everything. And it's a pretty good movie. And here, let me just read this quote. It says, "It's inexcusable that the government has done so little to protect us from this chemical that has been shown to cause cancer at even insanely low levels." And there's been an update since this article was posted. It says that basically they found an additional 32 million Americans who have been supplied water with chromium-6 contamination. So, that means it's, I think, 232 million Americans. That's a lot of people. And like I said, even if you're drinking bottled water, it's not good. Actually, I have a whole post on water. It's my second podcast episode, so it's theawarenessrevolution.com / and then the number 2, theawarenessrevolution.com/2 will take you to my second podcast episode, and it's all about water. So, if you haven't watched it or listened to it, check it out. I've got the podcast on iTunes in both audio and video format, and I go over a lot of really good stuff in that. And in that episode, I go over, because it's one of the 4 pillars of natural health. So I go over my ebook in the video portion. You can see this on my website and on iTunes. Check it out. There's lots to know about water. It's fascinating. It seems like it'd be a boring subject, but I'm obviously really passionate about it, and we've got to get this stuff out of the water. As you're going to see, it says that people with like liver problems, whose liver isn't working well, and babies and young children, they're affected the most by this. And we can't be healthy if our water isn't healthy. So in the movie, she brings a glass of water to the attorney when she meets up with him and said, "We had that water brought in specially for you folks. Came from a well in Hinckley," which is a town where she's accusing this company of polluting the water of. The lawyer sits down the glass and says, "I think this meeting's over." Basically, they won't drink the water that's contaminated. But after almost 25 years after that real-life confrontation, the conflict over chromium-6 is not over. The new EWG analysis of federal data from nationwide drinking water tests show that the compound contaminates water supplies for more than 200 million Americans in all 50 states. So that's everywhere. So this is probably affecting you, your friends, your family, everything. Yet federal regulations are stalled by a chemical industry challenge that could mean no national regulation of a chemical State scientists in California and elsewhere say causes cancer when ingested at even extraordinarily low levels. The standoff is the latest round of a tug of war between scientists and advocates who want regulations based strictly on the chemicals, health hazards, and industry, political, and economic interests who want more relaxed rules based on the cost and feasibility of cleanup. Whatever it is, if you're providing us with, with the public with water, it needs to be safe to drink. I think water, this is something that we should all be really paying attention to, which is why I'm doing the video on it. It's the awareness revolution. People need to be aware of this stuff so we can fix the problem. We gotta be aware of the problem so that we can fix the problem. Make sense, right? And if that sounds like something that you're into, if you want to learn about the problems and the solutions, you're in the right place. If you want to make a difference in the world, you're definitely in the right place. So make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so that way you get notified when I do future videos, because that's what I'm all about here. And if that's you, then join us with the awareness revolution and go to my website, check out all the stuff on there, check out my other YouTube videos, and just sign up for my email newsletter. You're going to get a free ebook, The Awareness Revolution Primer, with a lot of great resources that will get you up to speed. In 2008, a 2-year study basically said that, it's bad, and the scientists set a so-called public health goal of 0.02 parts per billion. And basically, a part per billion is about a drop of water in an Olympic-sized swimming pool. And this is 2/100ths of a part per billion. So basically, that's a really low level, and that's where they set the safe amount. But anyway, after lobbying, regulators adopted a legal limit 500 times the public health goal. So again, this is affecting 75% of drinking water samples, and that's a really high amount. I'm going to link to this post, as I usually do, in the description below, so you can read it if you want to read it in more detail. But this is all over the place, and I think we need to get the chlorine out of the water, the fluoride out of the water, obviously the Chromium-6. There's a lot of stuff that isn't being tested. We found pharmaceuticals in the water. You can just Google that. And these water filtration systems aren't taking this stuff out. They're not testing for it. They're not reporting the numbers. Even when people have chemo, they're peeing into the water supply, and then that radiation isn't being filtered out. So we've got to do the best we can and get the best drinking water possible, because we're mostly water. This is one of the most important things we can do. If we could put a man on the moon, which I don't believe that we did, in 1969, then 2018, we shouldn't be having a bunch of crap in our drinking water. If you agree, give me a thumbs up, and hopefully you've already subscribed, so that way I can see you in the next video. Have a great day, guys. I'll talk to you later.